Ponders, what's going on? I am here with my setup of my podcast. Also I want to apologize for how inactive I am on YouTube. As you can see, I suck at uploading things and I can't even post on a monthly basis. But I'm here now, and I've just been enjoying summer vacation, honestly, and have been really busy. But luckily I've had a lot of free time. But I just wanted to use that time to kind of indulge in life before school starts. But yeah, so while I've been having kind of a break, I really wanted to utilize YouTube, but this will be a test run, so kind of want to show you guys what my setup is like, how it kind of goes down, and also this will actually be an episode, so you guys get to see that. And yeah, so this is my setup. I have my mic. If you wanted to know what mic I use a Snowball. It's one of the cheapest, but one of the best quality microphones you can get. And it's super cute. I think it's really, really cute. So I really recommend this one, especially to start off. I'm not in a big rush to get something fancy, especially if I'm not doing this full time. So yeah, and then of course I got my tea today. And also this is kind of my setup right here. So I start off with journaling. That's just some of my stuff over there. And then I put it down on Google Docs so I can have it kind of in front of me. This is a lot. This is actually the method I use for creating essays at school. I just write and type. I type a lot of my ideas, and then these are all derived from my journaling, but these are just more in depth. But I just use it for guidelines, really, in case I get lost, because I would be lying to you guys if I said that I just spit out a lot of inspirational and well thought things. I have a problem with stuttering still, and yeah, so there's no way that I can pop it out of my head that quickly. So I just have that, and then I have Audacity, which I use to record, and then I use Voicemeeter for my mics, and this is a USB mic, by the way. So yeah, and it'll help me kind of merge all the mics together. I can have up to 3 microphones actually. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So this episode, or this video, will be kind of a special one. Also, you'll be hearing my episode that I will be uploading, which is called Finding Beauty in All Things. And yeah, you guys get to see what I look like behind the mic, which will be super cool. And yeah, again, this is just a test run to see whether I want to continue and whether I want to do that in future episodes, especially if I have guests on my podcast. But yeah, if you haven't even heard of my podcast yet, you can follow me, subscribe to me on Anchor, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, what did I miss? Google Podcasts, yeah, a lot of platforms out there called Pause and Ponder. So yeah. Also, this will just be the highlights of this episode, so if you wanted to hear the entire thing, you can go and check it out on those platforms. Hey Ponders, welcome back to another episode of Pause and Ponder. I've missed you guys. I hope you guys have been doing well. This episode is special, but I say that for every episode. But this one, actually, you can check it out on YouTube once I upload it. So I'm testing out YouTube just to kind of utilize it. I've used it mainly for vlogs, but I'm so bad at that. I can't even post on a monthly basis. So you can check that out. It's kind of a test run to see whether you guys like having my podcast on YouTube and kind of seeing what I look like behind the mic. One of the reasons why I don't do it is because sometimes I look like a bum, but for this case, I've kind of cleaned up myself. So you guys can check that out, and you guys can give me your feedback on that. In this episode, in this episode, I'll be kind of explaining what my work is like, because you guys don't know much about it. You guys knew about my office job and how I hated it so much, but I actually had a backup job during that time, so you'll be hearing about that. But yeah, again, I really missed you guys, and I can't wait to share this topic. and I can't wait to share with you guys this particular topic, something I've been really inspired by, and just the different events that has been happening these past weeks, and is titled Finding Good. I firmly believe that when we are sad and we find ourselves just being very negative and in a negative mood, our vision is narrowly tunneled and it blinds our surroundings. It traps our thoughts, it causes us to think about things in a very black and white way. And I guess the best example I can think of is when you look into a straw and it's impossible to see your entire surroundings. The only thing you can think about is the problem, the conflict, what's going on in your life. And now I know a lot of my episodes talk about how life is unfair sometimes and how it's just a change in mindset. And it's very cliche to say that, but it's really true. And I always I always say that, time will tell and that we all go through seasons, but you can actually experience that right now, that sense of happiness and joy. And it took a long time for me to kind of figure that out. Actually, it took years and years and years, but those years and those events and experiences were very vital in me kind of finding that. And that's what I'll be sharing with you guys. And why wait to be happy when you can do it like right now in the moment? And in this episode, I'll be sharing kind of what I've been doing these past months while finding my happiness in the midst of trouble. We should also live without limits. Some of the limits that we have in our life are necessary and positive, like watching what you eat, which I'm very, very bad at, and how much time you spend on your phone, or even the speed limits on the road. Those things are pretty necessary. But a lot of the limits we place on our lives block us from experiencing life and just our full potential. And I definitely learned that this year. The office job I quit was a huge limit to me in reaching my full potential as an artist, especially in my spiritual walk, my relationship with others, and just really being myself. I put my youth aside to follow the expectations of others, right? And I was scared that I wasn't going to grow if I didn't continue to work and work and work towards my future. But little did I know that mindset was the one preventing me to grow and experience life. If you find yourself really hating your job and it's not really benefiting you, first financially, but it's also not benefiting you mentally and emotionally, I highly encourage you to quit. But before that, before you quit, I advise you to think about the positives out of it before the negatives. And if the positives outweigh the negatives, then I think you should stay. If you find that you've grown a lot and this place has definitely helped you socially, mentally, then I think you should stay. There are many reasons why you are where you are, and I highly believe that, my friend Nico told me that, you are where you're supposed to be. And of course we have a lot of years ahead of us for us to grow, but in the sense that none of what has happened in the past and where you are right now is on accident. I learned that most of the time we catch a glimpse of how amazing things are before we get sucked back into, routine. So we lose mindfulness, and it's so easy for us to fall off track. So yeah, if you lost passion in your work, before you make the decision in quitting, first find reasons why you shouldn't. Alright, that's it for today's episode, and remember, these things are just things that has helped me personally. I can't guarantee that it'll do the same for you, because everyone handles life differently and everyone experiences things in a different way. So yeah, experiment on your own and take chances. I found that the only way for you to really create change in your mind, in your life, is for you to do it yourself, and therefore you gotta learn for yourself and by yourself. And there are hundreds of videos on YouTube that can show you how to be happy, but honestly at the end of the day, you are the only one who can really do that, and you're the only one who can really show that you know yourself. It will feel much better and feel more fulfilling if you are the one who finds that beauty through your own set of eyes. All right, that's it. Not much to it. I know it was pretty choppy, and I try to record as much as I could. I had to cut it a lot because I had to blow my nose several times because I'm recovering from a cold. But also, that's how it is. I would have to restart on certain sentences or certain paragraphs because I can't just speak clearly throughout. Obviously, everyone makes mistakes. So, yeah, and I'm a perfectionist. But not that it's staged and that I perfect every single thing, or else that's one thing I learned in the beginning of podcasting. Like, I was so self conscious on the way I sounded, so I would have to restart, and it would take me hours. But I'm so grateful. This episode only took me about an hour to do. So, yeah, I just want to be super real with you guys, and lately I just want to have fun with this, and that's kind of how it is. Very simple, nothing too crazy. I don't have the budget to have, such a big podcast. I like the simple things, and who knows what's to come in the future. Maybe I'll have my own setup, an actual room to do it, actual mics, an actual great laptop. But I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now, and it's really fun. So I encourage you guys to do that, finding the beauty in your passion and making the best out of it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode, or I'll see you guys in the next video.